Like for me, when my school got shut down, I needed to go back home, but then the borders got closed, so I needed to find a way to adapt to just that change really quickly.
My name is Ewuradwoa Ahwo, and I'm from Ghana. I'm in Malaysia studying Masters in Business Administration, and I'm a final year student.
Hi, my name is Celia. I just graduated from UWC Atlantic College in Wales, but I am originally from Cameroon and I was studying the IB.
My name is Olaniyan. I'm a student, a postgraduate student at King Saud University, Saudi Arabia. I'm originally from Nigeria.
My name is Chiemeriwo Godday Osuagwu, and I'm a PhD student with Queensland University of Technology, majoring in air pollution. I'm in my final years now. My school is in Australia, and I am originally from Nigeria.
My name is Karama from Republic of Benin. I just recently graduated from International Islamic University of Malaysia.
My name is Niba. I am an international student in the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, Calgary, Alberta, studying IT and majoring in software development.
Since I graduated, we missed out a couple of months. The school didn't really give us any compensation. And for me, my case is special because I was able to go to my aunt's house in Scotland, so I'm currently staying with her. So I don't really have to worry about rent and food because she's taking care of me currently.
I would say the government of Canada has been quite supportive to those who lost their jobs as a result of the pandemic. Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and international students alike who lost their jobs as a result of the pandemic were all provided financial aid, and this lightened the burden of my shoulders and gave me the opportunity to study in a worry-free environment and increase my productivity.
At King Saud University, majority of the students are on full scholarship. Due to this, we don't suffer financial difficulty during this breakdown because the student allowance is still going on.
I have been staying on campus since the beginning of the MCO, and so far, from March until 31st of May, the university has been providing free food for the students because all facilities were closed. Of course, the semester has been postponed, so many students went back home, and the rest who were staying on campus had to rely on what the university was providing. Personally, it helped. It helped save a lot of money because of the free food that was provided for us.
Previously, the university where I study didn't have any package. And the country didn't have any package for international students, so it was really hard. During those times, many of international students have to maybe live with their friends. But as time went on, universities began to give packages, about 1,500 for anyone who merits it. You need to send in your details, and then if you get it, yeah, you have the money. But for me, within that time, I had to do some jobs, especially Uber Eats, because I had less shifts when I work. I use Uber Eats to get along, and my church played a big role, helped me pay some rents and food stuff. Also, Igbo community. The Nigerian community here is also very helpful in Australia.
Thankfully, I wasn't so affected by this because I'm done with my coursework. So my master's program was based on coursework and I was focused on my thesis for the rest of the time. Previously, I used to communicate with my supervisor through email, but that was quite slow, so we switched to WhatsApp. There have been a lot more online classes And so even though I haven't had academic courses that I have to study for, I did have video calls with some staff and lecturers related to non-academic matters. And so for those who do have courses, they use Google Classroom as well as the university portal to study.
Since our exams got cancelled, we didn't do school anymore. But for the first weeks that we left school and exams hadn't been cancelled yet, we did online schooling, and we just would video call our teachers through Google Hangout. I think it was just harder for me to focus online school, like doing online school, and it was harder for me to keep up to date with what was going on.
Well, on a personal level, I would say it was quite challenging because for me, there was no time lab for me to learn these applications and apply to my studies. So as a result, I had to put in extra effort so as to be technology savvy and proficient with the use of this application.
The usual thing that happened in the university worldwide also happened at King Saud University. The school were closed down and the study got disrupted.
We have a sewing classroom here. Then they open it to sewing PPE. PPE is personal protective equipment. So we sew surgical gown, jumpsuit, shoe cover, cap, and all necessary things for our frontliners here in Malaysia.
We resorted to emails, resorted to Zoom meetings. Even as a group, we have weekly Zoom meetings where everyone gives like a summary of what he or she has been doing since laboratory experiments were practically not possible. And then we created WhatsApp group, so everyone come in the WhatsApp and then we can chat. Anything you have, you can send to supervisor and maybe for quick response.
The lecturers would call the students and then they would have classes like normal. And funny enough, they actually took the whole duration of the class. So if you have physical classes for 3 hours, maybe they'll teach for about 2.5 hours or maybe 2 hours 45 minutes. But then with this online sessions, they taught for the whole 3 hours. It's effective to some extent because the video calls that I had were recorded and they were emailed to us. And so we could actually watch and then make reference to what was said at certain points, which you don't get in the physical classroom, because once the teacher says something, time has passed, it's gone. You're not really going to remember everything that was said. But because it's online, you can always refer to it. So I think that was good. Well, for one, technological challenges. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is not good. The person is like, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay, you can speak. Like, it becomes a bit too slow because there's so many glitches here and there. But once that is sorted out, it's okay. So just ensuring that you have stable internet connection, I would say.
Well, for the 1 week we did online schooling, there wasn't any special method. We just did Google Hangout. But I think the difficult part for me personally was just being able to attend, because at that time my computer didn't work. And also it's just like a lot of students don't own like technology that will allow them to make these lectures. And I think it just goes off the assumption that everybody owns a laptop, but I do know students who didn't. And I think that was the biggest challenge, being able to attend these lessons but not having the facilities to do so.
We were forced to move to an online phase. And this came along with the use of applications such as Microsoft Teams, Skype, Zoom, and other interactive platforms, where we had to communicate with lecturers, catch up with lectures, and take exams.
We have a system called LMS, which means Learning Management System at King Saud University, platform for receiving lectures and the like. So when the pandemic started and the school got locked down, we still continue to use the LMS, and sometimes we use Zoom depending on the circumstance.
There's a lot of challenges, starting from the network provider. There may be some difficulty in connecting because it can happen, the internet may be down and etc. And another thing also is getting through your lecturers, your supervisor, especially if you're doing research and you need to see your supervisor to mark some things for you. I think some people will find it hard to stay motivated, to study, but I I believe every student need to find motivation by themselves, need to see what is comfortable for them, and where they should find somewhere that they can sit and focus.
What I would say is look at countries that weren't as affected as other countries by this pandemic, because not everybody was hit equally. And it's going to take some time for countries to recover. So definitely do your homework, do your research. Don't just jump blindly into any country just because it's outside your home country. There's one more thing I want to add to the what method of online teaching techniques have been introduced. So my university paid for Coursera courses for the students. Unfortunately, because I don't have active coursework, I wasn't able to sign up for that. But those who do, they have full access to Coursera courses, which is amazing. And if it wasn't for Corona or COVID-19, they wouldn't have that access. You can learn whatever it is you want to learn. There's unlimited resources. Up to you, the student, to be disciplined enough to actually go to the website and study.
International students considering Canada as a place of study, I recommend you go for it, because I am glad I chose Canada as a place of study, taking into consideration with the pandemic at this time, and the government too has been quite supportive to us, even international students. Canada is a friendly place for immigration.
We will advise anyone that intend to study abroad to either secure a scholarship in the new country he is going, or he or she should have a sponsorship from the home country, because without these two, sometimes it is difficult to survive abroad, especially when there is a problem like this pandemic. Some students intend to go to another country and be doing part-time job to sustain themselves. But in a situation when there is a pandemic like this one we have, then it is difficult for them to work the part-time, and they have a problem. So it's good if they can have a sponsorship or they have a scholarship.
Is to be financially ready, and if you can manage to find a place to stay outside your campus, do so. But if you stay on campus, I think it will be easier, because because you have access to all the facilities in the campus. Because currently, right now, people staying outside before they ease the lockdown, they can't come in unless they have an appointment, unless they have a letter to show that they are granted permission to come and take something or go to some place here on the campus. Yeah. So my advice is to really plan well financially, because you're going abroad, and if you're not financially ready, it will be so hard to survive here.
I would say you look for countries that inspire you. Okay, for countries that first of all have the courses that you want and are high standard, um, probably cheaper too if you can. Even though this whole COVID thing is not so good for internationals in Australia, but Australia have a prospect of you working after you finish. So most of us will stay here and
taking care of my health, making sure I'm protecting myself from the environment around me, which wasn't something I thought about before. But now that it's something that has been proven to affect our lifestyle so much, it's something I'm like really trying to work on and it's like I've been working on. So such as like wearing masks, using gloves, using hand sanitizer, washing my hands frequently. Like I did, but it's just I've been also keeping tabs on if people around me are washing their hands, which is something I didn't really do before.
The only thing I can say maybe has changed a little bit is I have more time to study books outside my study. just expanding my horizon. I think those are just the little things that have changed. But learning new skill, it's not something that I've been able to do because my research has been taking my time.
I've been busy with correcting my thesis, the comment to send it back, for final submission, busy with some online courses that I'm doing, to upgrade myself and upgrade my market value.
Okay, so aside from doing my master's, I'm also a beauty vlogger and an aspiring entrepreneur. So what I've been mainly working on is improving my branding, improving my networking skills, because I need to communicate with brands and speak to people. And so those are the two main things that I'm working on: branding and networking skills.